This video will go through creating and animating a sprite. The first thing I'm going to do is remove the sprite from the screen that is already there, as we don't need this one. So I'm just going to click the little bin at the side of the icon in the sprite section at the bottom right of the screen. I will then from here click on the small icon in the bottom right, and I'm going to create my own sprite. So I'm going to choose paint, and this takes you to the canvas here. Now when I zoom out of the canvas, this will show me the whole stage of the game area. So this section here represents the whole screen. So you need to keep in mind that our character, our sprite, needs to be fairly small, and it must be created in the center on this little target here. I'm going to zoom into this just to help me work with it a bit better. When you're creating your sprite, it should always be created so that it is facing the right, so that when it changes direction, it always points the correct way. The center of the sprite should also be in the center of the screen, and I'll show you what happens later on if you don't put it in the center of the screen. So I'm just going to create a very simple sprite. I'm going to create a ladybird, so I need red. We'll have a red outline on this as well. So I'm going to start here, just add some spots. So I can change the colour now. And just to save me some time, I'm going to copy and paste this. So I'm going to do Control-C, Control-V, just paste a few versions of this spot. So I have one in the middle as well. Then I'll just draw a label for its head. I'll give it some little white eyes. Oh, colouring the wrong thing. I keep forgetting I need to draw the shape first. Again, I'm just going to copy and paste. Control-C, Control-V. Move that into there. It would have made it a little bit easier for me to move things if I'd zoomed into it a little bit more when I was creating those. Just get these in line. Again, I'm going to draw some legs. So set the line tool, and it's just the outline for that, so we'll keep these black. When I've created the first one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this so that I've got a second costume. So this is the first costume. As you can see there, it's called costume 1. I'm going to right click and duplicate it. So I've got a second version of it. This will be the second frame of my animation. So what I need to do now is just change this slightly so it looks like it's moving. I can just rotate this, I think. So I've got frame 1, frame 2, and I can add as many frames as I want to this animation depending on how complex I want to make it. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm just keeping it fairly simple. You can see how large this is on the screen. It's probably a little bit larger than I had intended, so just keep it in mind that this is the whole screen and that's what it's going to look like. Okay, so I'm happy with my sprite. So I'm going to go back to the code window. So top left, I'll select the code tab, and then I'm going to go to the events section on the left hand side here. An event is a trigger that causes something to happen. I can make my sprite animate for the whole time by adding a when flag is clicked event, and then add a control forever loop. So when flag is clicked, I'm going to go to control and forever. This means that anything that is placed within the forever loop will keep running until I click stop. Stop button's up here. So anything placed in here will run forever. The looks section allows me to change the way that the character looks. Now at the moment I've still got sprite 1 on the screen, so I can go down and I can find next costume. So next costume, I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to click the flag to make my animation run. And as you can see, it's a bit fast, so I want to slow this down. So I'm going to go back into my control section. Let's stop this first. Go back into my control section, and I'm going to add a delay. So I'm going to add a wait 1 second, and that's going to go inside my forever loop. Remember, it's part of this part of the code that's going to run forever. So when I run it now, you can see it's going slow. And I can change the value in here to whatever I want. So 1 second's a little bit slow, so let's change it to 0.3 and see what that does. Okay, that's a bit better. Maybe go a bit quicker than that. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Spend the next 10 minutes creating your own sprite with 2 costumes and animate it. Don't forget to save your game with a suitable name. I've called this one Animating a Sprite, as you can see at the top.